Interviews. Props to you for doing this. That's
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
So, I really focus on baseball. That's my main focus because I tend to enjoy watching baseball more, talking about baseball more, analyzing baseball more. That's just where I kind of fell in when it came to sports journalism.
Yeah. So I've seen some of the players that you interviewed. I'm a Yankee fan, so I grew up a Yankee fan, and this one interview I saw was Max Burt from
Yeah.
the Yankees, a minor league prospect. So can you explain how was that experience like talking to him, especially a Yankees prospect, and tell me about a little bit about himself, him, and then how far is he along in the process of being called up, or obviously, and and he's a first baseman, right?
Yeah. He's a second baseman.
Okay, so yeah, explain to me how was that interview, and what was the experience like talking to him?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm grateful for all the players that agree to doing player interviews with me. And especially the Yankees prospect. You got the Yankees, 27-time World Series champs. They're always at the top of the list when you're talking baseball and the best teams. And they actually have my pick for World Series contention for this upcoming 2020 season. But
Mhm.
on the Max Burt topic, yeah, he's currently in the minor leagues. He is really working hard to eventually make it up to the bigs. He's had a couple years in the minors playing pro baseball. He's doing some good work.
Okay, yeah, and so were you a Yankees fan growing up too?
I actually live in Colorado, so I'm a Rockies fan.
Oh,
But
okay.
there was a time where I really liked the Yankees when I was younger and wasn't really in the sports industry much. But yeah, I like them a little bit. But the Rockies were always my number one team, and that's the team I really paid attention to.
Yeah, so I'm just obviously you should know DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's on our team now. So
I'm
he this
not.
guy this guy's a this guy's a flat out star, man. This guy is like a man. This the first time I seen him play for us. I mean, this guy hits pretty much every game. Gets a hit or no strikeouts, just singles, doubles, home runs. Like this guy is amazing. And so it's like explain to me when he was in Colorado, how was it as a Rockies fan watching him play every day, and now he's on our side. But how is it like watching when he was in Colorado?
Yeah, when DJ was here in Colorado, he was always consistent. He could hit the ball to anywhere on the field. He could go oppo if he needed to on a pitch away. He could pull the ball if he needed to. DJ is one of those guys that's always consistent throughout the stretch of the season, and you saw that down there in New York. He was in the talks about possibly being the 2019 MVP. He absolutely popped off for the Yankees and helped them to a very well season.
Nice. Um, so here's my next question here. So obviously, you a couple of Rockies prospects. Actually, one of the prospects that's with the Rockies, and a couple. And you had a recent. What was your most recent interview you had on the Skype?
My most recent one was that I posted.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I believe, Connor Hinchliff.
Okay.
He's in the Phillies minor league system. But before that, I did do two Rockies interviews with Yency Almonte. He's currently a relief pitcher in the major leagues, and then Tim Melville. He's made some appearances in the bigs, but I believe he was going to start off in AAA this season.
Okay. So do you play baseball? Do you play baseball currently?
Yeah, I've played baseball ever since I was younger, and I currently do play for my high school team as well.
What position do you play?
I play middle infield.
Okay.
Yep.
So who do you look up to in the majors as a middle infielder, and who do you try and mold their game towards?
Yeah. So actually, speaking of the Yankees, you always got Derek Jeter in the talks
Yeah.
about best shortstop ever, possibly. I'm not saying he is. So I'm not saying he was, but he's always in the talks about best shortstop in the game ever. So you always have Derek Jeter, which I always looked up to. I know people are gonna hate me for this, but Jose Altuve, although they did get caught cheating, and I didn't agree with that, but um, you have Jose Altuve, who's always a stud. I'm not too tall myself, and he's obviously 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". So he's on the shorter end of the MLB. So I always looked up to him, and he has a lot of pop. No matter what people say, no matter if he cheated, no matter if the Astros wouldn't have won the World Series, he's still a very talented player for his size.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: who is your role model in the sports industry, sports reporter wise? Because actually, first of all, thank you for tuning in my interview yesterday with Alana Rizzo. I told her about you, and
Thank
it's
you.
now it's up to you to send her the message and to get her on your show. So, but who do you look up to as a sports reporter in the sports industry?
Yeah, thank you for that. But
Yeah,
growing up, I always watched MLB Network. That whole crew was amazing and very talented. They always interested me. And then, you have sideline reporters, which I have interest in the future. You have Alana Rizzo, you have Jenny Cavnar of the Rockies, Taylor McGregor, which I know you
yeah,
spoke to. She was with the Rockies, and now she's with the Cubs. And then you have Ryan Spilborghs. He used to play in the MLB for the Rockies, but now he's with the Rockies on the journalism and media side. So you have those people, and then you obviously have people like Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. You have
yeah.
all of those guys that are on the NBA side, and then you obviously have a lot of very talented people in this industry.
Hmm. Yeah, so even though you don't talk about other sports on your media, but do you watch other sports too?
Yeah, I like watching those sports. I'm not as into them as I am in baseball, but I'll watch them. I'll watch my Broncos here and there. I'll watch my Nuggets. The Nuggets were off to an unbelievably
Yeah,
um, good season. I did think they were going to be in the playoff contentions. They were. They're at the top of their division, and they had a chance. They had a chance to compete for the title this season as well.
yeah. I'm a New York Knicks fan, unfortunately. So it's still rebuilding for them, but still
Yeah.
rebuilding. Hold on, but yeah. So let all right. So let's talk about some baseball topics here. So obviously, there's no sports, and I'm hoping that some sports come back, like NBA or football. I think football will start on time. I think because they already released a schedule, so that's what I'm thinking is they'll start on time. And for baseball, I'm kind of concerned because 82, in my opinion, when I spoke to Taylor McGregor, Lon Rizzo, and the other reporters I sent to, they said they don't know how many games yet, but they think the season will happen. And for me, I think it's between 80 to 100 games. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can 100% definitely agree with you on that. I don't think it is possible to get a full season in at this point in time. Um, if they do have a season, it definitely won't be a full season. It'll definitely be, like you said, hopefully 80 to 100 games, and then we could advance to the playoffs and hopefully have a shortened season at least. No matter what it is, I just want baseball back, and I just want that content for me and other people as well.
Yeah. So yeah. So so are you currently reaching out to more major leaguers now as we speak?
Yeah, I am. I actually have. I'm talking to a couple for possibly next week and in the foreseeable future. I don't want to give too many hints away because I want to save
Yeah.
that for my post. But I'm really working hard to get some major leaguers on for my media.
Okay. Um. So let me ask you this. So obviously you're a Rockies fan. So what do you think of their team this year? And do you think they obviously you had the best third baseman in the league, in my opinion, Nolan Arenado. I mean, he's stuck now. You guys are stuck with him with that contract. But do you see them eventually trading him? And what do you think of your team this year?
That was a possibility this offseason. There were a lot of conversations about possibly trading Nolan to the Cubs. There are a lot of rumors going on because a little drama started inside of the Rockies front office with Jeff Bridich and Nolan Arenado. So there were talks about Nolan Arenado possibly leaving to go to another team. That was always a talk. I'm hoping the starting rotation all the way to the closing rotation can really pick it up this season, and hopefully they made improvements this off season. I know they didn't pick anyone up huge like they did a couple seasons ago. So hopefully they definitely improved this off season, and hopefully that bullpen and starting rotation can pick it up. The batting wise for the Rockies, they are a very talented team. They can swing it.
Yeah. So speaking of the rotation, who do you think needs to step up? And obviously, I watch the Rockies too from afar, being a Yankee fan, because I think the Yankees were discussing that Nolan trade too. But I think it's too much money for us. But I know Kyle Freeland, he needs to step his game up, because last year he was horrible. So what do you think Kyle Freeland will step his game up this year?
Kyle Freeland definitely has the capability of being our 1-2 starter, being the best starter in our rotation. He's a very, very talented player. He's been with Colorado for a couple of years now, and he definitely has capability of stepping it up. I'd love to see the Rockies bullpen improve mostly. I think they're very capable of stepping it up this season. They have a well mixed rotation of young and veteran guys, so that'll definitely help them down the stretch of the season. So I definitely think they can pick it up.
So before I let you go, I got some rapid fire questions for you and a couple of more things. But so do you think? All right, let's see. Better third baseman right now in the game, Nolan Arenado or Chris Bryant?
Nolan Arenado, hands down.
Garrett Cole or Jacob deGrom?
Garrett Cole.
That's what I like to hear.
The Yankees had that amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt this, but the Yankees had an amazing pickup this offseason.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm happy. I can't wait. I know you don't watch, but I mean, I'm gonna. This is a new thing I've been bringing into the rapid fire questions to all my guests. But Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kevin Hart.
Favorite food?
Probably wings.
Okay. Favorite thing to do outside of your media?
Play baseball.
Favorite sports movie?
The Sandlot's always up there, for sure. You still there?
Yep. Oh, well, you're good? Yeah. I think
it broke out a little bit.
Yeah. So favorite what sports movie?
The Sandlot is definitely always up there for me.
Okay. Yeah, I love The Sandlot. That's a classic movie.
Yeah.
Is your goal to play in the major leagues?
I think that's a little stretch at this point in my baseball career, but that was always a dream for me when I was littler.
Most memorable baseball game you've been to?
Ooh, that's tough. But one of the most memorable ones was Tulo's first game back in Colorado after he left.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely gave me the chills.
Let's see. Oh, favorite player on the Rockies right now?
Nolan Arenado or my guy Yency Almonte.
Okay. Favorite hip hop artist currently?
That's tough. Believe it or not, I'm not a huge a huge music guy, but I mess with Drake.
Okay. Yeah. So the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the Frontline people?
You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for what you're doing. I saw what you're doing with your GoFundMe page. That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is definitely something that I'll look into here pretty soon. To donate to. I thank you guys so much. Keep continuing working hard. It's gonna pay off. You guys are literally putting your lives on the line, so I thank you for that.
Yeah, so well said. And Nick Lombardo, man, keep up the great work. If you need anything, I'll help you out. And tune in on Monday because I'm having Trey Wingo on, the great Trey Wingo from ESPN. So he's coming on. So yeah, so tune into that. And then did you reach out to Alana yet or?
Yeah, I recently did reach out to her.
Okay. Yeah, so keep up the great work, man. I love what you do. Just keep hustling. Keep, especially during this time, you got to keep pushing, reaching out to people, and I'm even getting people reaching out to me because they see the content. It's all about content too. So, but yeah, you're doing a fantastic job with the interviews, and I'm looking forward to more of your content, and I'm going to be tuning in. So, thank you for coming on today, and you and your family stay safe, and tell your mom I said Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. You as well. Stay safe and healthy. I wish you all, and your family all the best. Keep grinding. I love the work you're putting in, and props to you for that. Thank you for
Thank you
having
so much.
me.
Yeah, no problem. All right, man.
Later.
Oh, and then I'll post this interview on all social media formats. So
Sweet. Sounds good. Thank you.
all right.